Hello YouTube and welcome back to my channel, A Painter's Vlog. First, I just want to apologize on the fact that I haven't really uploaded any videos recently. And of course there's reason for that, but it's mostly to do with the pandemic and just for the fact that I've been feeling a little bit solitary and not really wanting to film. So I do apologize for that. But today in this video I wanted to jump into my experience going to a yoga school in Dharamshala, India. So if you'd like to know more about this experience or you're thinking about going to yoga school in India in the near future or next year or whenever, then grab a snack and join me in this video. The experience was interesting because it was right in the beginning of the pandemic. It was right when everything was starting to sink in and really things were hitting the world hard. So my experience is going to be different than a lot of people's experiences going to a different country. Generally, it's considered a pretty peaceful experience. You're not gonna experience being evacuated from India, which is something that happened to me, and I will be sure to link that video below. But I intuitively decided that I wanted to go to yoga school in India. So just kind of fast forwarding to January of this year, my partner and I moved to Cambodia, and I was actually researching a really well-known school in Siem Reap, and then I found out the school, they actually raised their prices, and I think it ended up being something like $2,200 or something. And I was like, you know, I could actually go to India and receive a full 200-hour certification in 4 weeks for pretty much half the money with plane tickets and everything. So I opted for that because I've always wanted to go to India, and it was just on my life list of things to do. And why not go somewhere, why not go to the birthplace of yoga, right? I knew that the entirety of the experience, the plane tickets, the school, everything was actually going to be cheaper to go to India rather than stay in Cambodia. So that's what I decided. I carefully chose my date and I got accepted into Chinmay Yoga School in Dharamshala. Now the reason why I chose Dharamshala over Rishikesh was sheer intuition. I just felt something compelling me toward Dharamshala. Rishikesh is known as the birthplace of yoga, but I just feel like all of India is the birthplace of yoga. So something drew me toward Dharamshala, and so I just started narrowing down schools. I initially wanted to go to a different school. What was the name of that school? And I'll insert it here. I initially wanted to go to a different school, but through deduction and the fact that that school had relocated to Nepal, Pokhara, during this time, I decided to go to Chinmay Yoga School, and I know that I made the right choice. When I arrived in India after 3 flights, I cried. So the journey to Dharamshala is a little bit more involved. I first flew from Siem Reap to Bangkok, and then from Bangkok to Delhi, and then from Delhi to Dharamshala. The flight to Dharamshala was it's like a small plane, and it's a local flight. So when we landed in the lot, it was nestled in the Himalayan mountains, and I walked off the plane. It was just, you know, because it was one of those small planes, the airport's really small. I walked off the plane and I looked at the mountains, and I swear to God, just like thinking about them right now is making me tear up, because I knew I was in a holy land. I knew my life was about to change. Unbelievable.
think this is the holiest place I've ever been. I can feel it already. It makes me want to burst into tears. This is unbelievable. Where have I come?
I looked up at the mountains and they were just covered in snow, and my whole heart, I swear, my whole heart changed. I don't know. Okay, don't mind me. I've just been feeling emotional today, so hey, it's a great day to be on camera, right? You guys are no stranger to seeing me crying on camera, but these are tears of happiness. These are tears of remembrance. One of the reasons why I haven't filmed this video in so long, because I actually went to school in March and it's now September of the same year, was because I didn't know how to define the experience. I didn't know how to talk about what had happened to me and how much the landscape of my mind had changed. So I pulled up into Dharamshala, beautiful. I hopped in my own cab. I'm a very independent person, so I just hopped in a cab. They brought me up the mountain for, I don't know, maybe 15 bucks.
उस्ताद वो निगाह करके बिठाया कोई इमरजेंसी तो है नहीं कि तू बिठाना है चल आगे कर
And it was like an hour-long cab ride, and they pulled me up, and the instructions I have for the school are pictures of how to get to the school, because it was tucked behind this little kind of staircase next to a man selling gems and stones, who I later befriended. He was awesome. So I was just looking at these pictures. I'm like, okay, then I walk past this place, and then I walk down this narrow alleyway, and then up another set of steps, and then I'm wondering, am I going the right way? But I'm following these visual clues. Of course, I walk past a slew of donkeys carrying up goods up the hill.
Well, that was a wild goose chase, but I found it. It's a little pretty steep incline here. All right, I'm going in.
If you're going to Dharamshala, you should know is that it is full of hills, and it's also not as warm as you might think. I went in probably the best time to go. March, April are ideal for going there. It was cold, but of course I was just coming from Siem Reap, where it's like 95 degrees every day or more, and yeah, it gets kind of in the like mid to late 40s at night Fahrenheit, and I would say it didn't go above 65 degrees at any given time. Some days were actually warm enough where you could sit outside in short sleeves, but for the most of it I was wrapped in those beautiful warm wool shawls. The first day there was really no one there. I got there the day before we were going to have the ceremony, and the first day's ceremony I think was around 7 or 8 p.m. and so I just took my time exploring. It was as if my heart was bursting open. I know this sounds so ridiculous, but first of all, when you travel alone, it's completely liberating. And when you embark on a journey, or like a journey of the soul, where you're really cracking open, you're practicing yoga, you're practicing philosophy, meditation, and you're learning something new with a set of strangers, it's a radically different experience than going with a partner or going with a friend or even going to a place that you've been before that you're familiar with. And that was another reason why I chose to go to India, because I wanted to separate myself from everything, from all my friends, from anything I'd ever seen before, or anything I'd ever experienced before. I didn't want to be around my partner. I didn't want any temptations to go out and drink, or like just, you know, go out and party, or go out and hang out with friends that I already knew. I really wanted to let this experience open me up. So that was a big experience why I chose to go there rather than stay in Cambodia. But anyway, I just explored, and I walked up the ridge that leads to the waterfall right there and right next to the school. And it was Bac Sioux Falls, and I befriended this guy who bought me my first chai tea. He was so sweet. I'll never forget him.
Dude, this is right off my balcony. What's happening over here? What? Look at all these goats. Where are they coming from? Where are they going? Oh. Okay. This is a happening area over here, man. This is the hawk that came down and said hi to me earlier. See? He came so close to me I could see the underbelly of his body. Look at that. I hope they don't swoop down. Look at that. Alright, check it out. I found the way to the waterfall. I have so much energy. Even after that long trek, I'm just like, whoa, this place is... I mean, I can't even describe it. Look at this. This is miraculous. Just look at this land. Look at this. This is every dream I ever had as a child. Like with regards to exploring and all these little pathways and like hand-painted signs and animals. Let's go see this waterfall. Oh, that guy's taking his goats up the mountain. So he's guiding the goats. I wish I knew what he was saying. Look at this. Get out of here. I'm in a dream. There's times in your life when you ask yourself how you got somewhere, and this is one of those moments. Oh, and I think that's the waterfall. The big one. Look at that. Well, that's where he's leading the goats. It appears to be some kind of bridge over there. And over there is Dharamshala. So I'm not sure how far it'll be to get there by foot. But here's a nice little overlook. I'm gonna have to come up here and draw a little bit. Look at that. Yeah, so I think before going any higher, I'm gonna put my climbing shoes on because as you can see, here's a fence and then here is no fence. And if you can see how small the people are down there, we're super high up. So it appears that the man just sends his goats down the side of the mountain. All right, I found the way down to the waterfall. Followed a few people and they said it was super easy, just right this way. All right, let's just get real for a second. We are in the Holy Land, and there's no mistake about it. Yeah. I'm speechless, man. Wow, you can make jam from these flowers.
Yeah. And chutney.
Ooh. So they're just popping out. So technically it's like springtime here, right?
Yeah.
All right, man, heading to a famous cafe here. This is the cafe? Ooh. Badass, dude. Shiva Cafe.
I'm here and you look around. You want to try them?
Yeah. Made it down by the falls. And you know what? You can drink this water. It's considered extremely pure. And this guy just told me that it actually has like antifungal properties and is very cleansing. So a lot of people will come here and drink it, like if they're not feeling well. Or so far the people have been extremely nice. I met the guy that I met coming up here bought me a chai tea, and that was so sweet. And I met this lovely Spanish woman who just opened up a cafe in town. So once that opens on March 11th, I'm gonna check it out. And then I just talked to this doctor dude. But yeah, everyone seems to have a really wide open curiosity, and like I'm really loving the people here so far. Settled in, I'm going to go ahead and give a full-blown tour of my room. It's at the end of the hallway. So if you come out here, there's like a little laundry area. And I am in room number 4. So here's the hallway. So let's scope it out. We got nice heavy-duty locks here. There's one at the top and then one at the bottom. So that's good. There's a few hooks on the back of the door where I put my coat. You know, my little zip up hoodie, couple bags, and then there's lots of awesome shelving over here. So this is where I put the clothes that I brought. I have all my workout pants. I have some warmer clothes here because it's actually spring, so it never really gets hot here. There were points in the day where I was hiking and I got kind of hot, but so I have some workout bras, a couple pairs of socks, my underwear, and a couple sweaters. And then this is the white shirt that I got in Siem Reap at the old market for my orientation. So orientation, you're supposed to wear white. Here I just have a few toiletries. I found this rock today, super cool. It's like part of a piece of tile. And then I've got my perfumes, deodorant, you know, all the essentials. A pair of shoes. So this is what the room looks like. It's actually a really pretty blue. And then there's a paler shade of blue on this wall. Oh, I actually haven't really scoped out the artwork yet. So it looks like we have Krishna over here, and I'm not sure who that is, but so 2 shades of blue. And yeah, the bed sheets are always kind of funky, aren't they, on this side of the world? So the bed, yes, it feels very comfortable. It feels like pretty firm, which I really like. So then coming into the bathroom here, the lighting isn't that great in the bathroom. It's just like kind of a dim bulb, but whatever. Toilet, dustbin. I have to go out right now and get some toilet paper. Shower, pretty basic. The mirror is actually in the kitchen. So I moved that in here. And I did not realize there was going to be a kitchen, so I'm pretty pumped about this. Like, this is just a whole extra space. I don't even know if I will cook. I mean, there's no real stovetop or anything like that, but I guess if I wanted to get some bread or something, I could make a sandwich. Shelves. This is where the mirror is. So I love that the kitchen actually looks right out into this gorgeous view, and you can open the window here. So that's pretty awesome. And I just put the mirror there for natural daylight, but got my clean canteen, of course. Nice cooking sticker. Let's see what the lights are. Oh, same. Oh, there's a fan. Okay. So the lights are kind of like the same as the bathroom, a little bit dim, but you know, the daylight is really nice in here. So, all right, now I'm going to show you the best part. There's a little table over there. I put all my electronics over here. The best part is the view. So these are huge windows, so I'm actually going to get a ton of light. It won't get dark in here. And then these open, or no, I can actually keep these open, I think. And then they have screens in them so mosquitoes won't get in and I can let in the natural light or the natural air. So I love that. And then when you step out here, good Lord. So it overlooks the mountains over here. Again, there's the little laundry area, but isn't this so beautiful? Kind of leads down into a ravine area. And then over yonder, you can see glimpses of Dharamshala and Baksu. So over there is lower Baksu, and then it goes further up into upper Baksu. And Dharamshala is about a half-hour walk down. So I can sit out here every morning and watch the beautiful birds, which reminds me, I should probably get some instant coffee or something. But anyway, oh, and I've got some plants here on the back patio, and then here's just the view back into the kitchen. So looks like there's some like extra blankets and stuff if I need it out here. Oh, and there's a mosquito net too, but I don't think I'll need that. The temperature here is pretty cool. A nice little chair and a wicker table. Put my shoes out here. Needless to say, I'm pretty pumped. I mean, this is really nice. I mean, it's basic, but it's like freaking beautiful, man. Like you can't top that view. Look at that. So yeah, I am pumped. Tomorrow is our orientation at 4 p.m. So it's been nice to get settled in, and I met some locals and everyone's been super nice, and I climbed up to the waterfall and just kind of got familiar with my surroundings a little bit. So now I feel a lot more comfortable, and I think I'm gonna head into town, get some teepee. I think I'm gonna get a shawl because it's actually pretty chilly. So I'm gonna grab one of those. I think they're only like $3 each, like for a really beautiful shawl. I don't know how I'm gonna get my stuff back home because I wanna buy everything already. But yeah, India's amazing, man. First time in India. This is wild. Stay tuned. All right, dude, we have a situation. I had to call for backup. There's a tarantula behind the toilet and it's monstrous, dude. All right, ready? So come on in. Right behind the toilet lid, upper right-hand side, look, right where the button is, where you flush the toilet, see it?
Oh.
Damn. That thing is big. Oh, good Lord. He's chasing it out. Oh, okay. Damn, that's how you get it out of the house?
No, that's right. This is cool.
Wow, that's pretty smart, man. Look at that. Damn. Come on, tarantula, you got this. Thank you so much, man. I didn't want to kill it, you know? Hey, are those poisonous?
No.
Okay.
No, dangerous.
Okay. Thank you so much, brother.
What's cool about the town is it's pretty small, so you get to know a lot of the same faces, maybe other people that are there who are going to different yoga programs, or just who've decided to stay there forever and maybe do some of their own teaching. There's a lot of people who are doing Ayurvedic medicine there, Ayurvedic food, a lot of like eccentric dancing, and it's just like really, really cool. A lot of open-minded people. Something about the scene, first of all, there's excellent food. There's limited to no drinking, which I love. So you never really feel that pressure to drink alcohol or anything like that, which is fascinating. It's a really cool culture. I didn't really go with the intention to become a yoga teacher. I wasn't sure if I wanted to eventually teach, but I went more so for the experience, and I think that's really important. The reason I bring that up is because I've heard when you go, and this isn't for everyone, this is just kind of an opinion, and I kind of agree with it, but when you go to a yoga program with the intention to teach, you're always kind of thinking, oh, how am I going to teach that in the future? That could be good or bad. But I really wanted to go with an open mind and just be more of a receiver and not really go with the intention like, oh, I'm gonna take all this information and go back to the States and really start teaching yoga in Brooklyn. And you know, I just went with like the intention. I have no idea why I'm here in Dharamshala, but I knew I needed to come to this yoga school. And yeah, so as far as the cost breakdown, The cost ended up being about $1,200, but that's because I got a private room. And I think that the total cost breakdown ended up being maybe between $1,500 and $2,000. That's everything included. That's flights from Siem Reap to India. That is the actual program, all the food, the lodging, and also getting myself some scarves and everything. It might have actually been less than $2,000. So anyway, our first night initiation, the headmaster and then the two teachers were there. I believe both teachers were there, but we had two teachers, SANTOSH and HEADMASTER, and HEADMASTER was more dedicated to philosophy and the asana, like the structures of it, the body and everything like that, how you hold the asanas. And then Santosh was the primary teacher of very, very authentic Hatha yoga. So he was teaching us, by authentic I just mean very traditional. He was teaching us the sequences, Hatha and Ashtanga yoga. And he would also teach us meditation as well as pranayama. And yeah, it was just incredible. So the two teachers were present, the headmaster and his wife, and we had the ceremony with fire and a lot of chanting, and we all got a bracelet. I'm still wearing my bracelet 6 months later. And it was just really cool kind of talking to everyone that we were going to be spending the next 4 weeks with. There were 17 students in all, and it was really cool. One of the girls, Sarah, she was like, guys, just to let you know, it's just think about this. This is the least that any of us will know about each other in this moment. And over the next 4 weeks, we are going to radically get to know each other inside and out. And we did. So we had the opening ceremony, and then the next day, and we found out, we were given our itinerary, and every morning we started yoga at 6:30 and our days would end at 7 p.m. I believe it was 7. It was 7 or 8. I think it was 7 because I was usually in my room by 8:30 to kind of rest and recharge. And the program was generally strict. I mean, we're all adults, so in any of these situations, you're pretty much given, you know, the right to do whatever you want, but they didn't want us drinking coffee or obviously taking any intoxicants. They wanted us to get a lot of rest, eat adequate food, drink lots of water, always show up to practice on an empty stomach in the morning, and always be early to practice. So we started practice at 6:30, and we would start with an hour and a half of traditional Hatha yoga to wake up. then we would do a little meditation, and then we had breakfast at 9. And if I get any of this program wrong, any of you guys who went to the school and are watching, I'm sorry, but I'm just kind of trying to think back of everything. And then we would have lunch, and then after lunch around 1 we would have philosophy with him onto, and then we would have anatomy. So we would go through the poses, and then I think we had a break for study. That was probably an hour. And then we had another hour and a half hatha or ashtanga yoga series. And then we had meditation, and oh yeah, early on we had pranayama as well. So breathing techniques. What else am I forgetting? Or kriya. We learned some cleansing techniques. And there were a lot of other things kind of salt and peppered in there that we learned. And it was really interesting. It was really different. I feel like the program was kept spicy. Santosh really taught us a lot. As I said, he taught very traditionally, and he would hold the poses for no less than 15 seconds.
Reach down to the toes, catch your big toes, lengthen your spine and stay there. Ujjayi breathing. 1, 2, 3.
And he came from a very traditional lineage, which I really appreciate. I didn't really want any newfangled yoga, technique or like any combination technique. I really wanted to learn very traditionally. And so I really appreciate that about the program. On the weekends, we were given time off. So Saturday and Sunday, we always had off to explore. Actually, Saturday morning we had class, but then after that, we had the whole weekend to explore, in which we would head down into Dharamshala, because we were actually in Bagsu. And then there's Upper Bagsu, Dharamkot, and yeah, so we were primarily in Upper Bagsu. And then it was like an hour walk to get down to Dharamshala. So there was plenty of time to explore. I went to the Dalai Lama temple. I climbed the mountain and went to this really cool like tea cafe up there. Hiking to Dharamshala.
Oh, it's a video. How adorable. My mouth was open, I was just like...
This temple's amazing, and we just prayed in front of the Buddha, and the feeling is so... The prana in there is so incredibly strong, and I just feel very blessed to be here, especially with these people. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, okay, I don't know if I want to go. Come on, we can do it. I am like kind of freaked out. Okay, ready?
Okay, ready?
Danielle spotted this dope restaurant, vegetarian, 100% vegetarian, and we're not supposed to be on the rooftop, but they let us sit up here anyway. Look at this view! Dharamshala, baby! Alright, so if anyone finds this video, we're hiking up to TRIUND, and that's where we'll be, so, no, I'm just kidding. We've reached other people! And a little waterfall! We've reached other people! Humanity! Oh, thank you. Wonderful. Okay. Wow. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, no selfie, no music. Hey! Dude, so like, everywhere you go in India, they like selfies, right? So here we go. We're doing a selfie. Yeah!
Thank you.
We all live in Reno, Nevada area now.
Oh, nice, my aunt lives there.
See, it's such a small world.
My aunt's a docent at the Reno Art.
I wanna be, and I wanna be free and easy. This little life.
Yo, so it's Santosh's birthday and he's freaking making his own desserts.
I have to add coconut sauce
Okay.
in it. Yeah, then
Alright.
I have to add some cashew
Good.
Still more little bit sugar.
Good.
Yeah.
This is my first time in the kitchen. This is awesome. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
25, 26, 27, 28, 29.
My turn. Okay, so I'm near them with my other daughter.
Santosh. I was taking a video.
Happy birthday. And then your icon. So you say.
You're so cute. Awesome.
To see your video and me taking a bite of dessert.
Oh my god! No!
Happy birthday to you.
I love you guys!
What? You want to hear the song for the cake? Yes. Thomas, you ready? Yeah.
Apparently.
Okay. And
There's no party without cake. So
Get the pranayama.
Pranayama, blowing out birthday candles.
Happy birthday, Julia.
I think the best part of the yoga school was just developing the relationships and developing the friendships that I did. These are lifelong friendships I know that I will always cherish and I will always have, because we went through something profound together, and it was something that a lot of us had never experienced before. And I know that a lot of us, it was interesting because I felt like a lot of us who had went to the school were going through something in life, some kind of transition or something profound in our own individual lives. And so we were all bringing that to the table personally. And I feel like that lent a really great depth to the relationships that we held with one another, because we really leaned on one another. A lot of us were there just on our own, not with a friend or not with a partner, and so we really needed each other. The only thing that kind of took away from our experience, or was just like really, really different about our learning experience, was that the pandemic had just started to set in, and we were learning things new every day that were happening around the world. On the day that I was going to teach my class, someone came up to me before class and whispered that the next day was the last day that flights were going to be leaving India or coming in to India, and the entire country was going to shut down. And the public was just given information little by little, so a lot of people were confused on what was happening. Well, even before that, people had just started to leave the yoga school. Luckily, we had our ceremony a little bit early because it was teaching week, so pretty much everyone we'd gone through all the classes and we were just starting to teach our individual classes, so we were all able to get our certification and have an awesome graduation.
Hey Sujit, are you excited to get your certificate?
Yeah.
Are you Thomas? It's ceremony night. Let's go see what everyone's doing. Hey, ANSHU! We're excited. You look great. Wow. Amazing. These are my ceremony socks because we love hemp. See? There's ANSHU ceremony socks. Let's get a zoom in on those. And Taylor socks. It's a theme.
This is the theme socks of Baksunak.
Where you should have put his socks on.
I think you know my name, Anshu Gupta. So, this time because of the coronavirus, I start from here. Rest of the formal things I will tell you later on. You did very well, and this course was very good. Usually I say all these things, but this time I come to the point. The thing is, everybody knows our world is now in problem. So just because of that, some people are going. So what we all decided to do ceremony now. It's not a very formal ceremony, but somehow we are doing.
I like this group very much. You are nice and learning more into the study. Yeah, good. And from my side, keep practicing. Don't give holiday for the practice. Yeah, keep practicing and keep experiencing the thing. Yeah.
We can take turns teaching daily.
You want to say something?
Oh, what to say? It's been a good time. Let's stay connected and just enjoy the ride.
You said it's a relatable thing.
My words are.
It's right behind you.
And be positive.
Yes.
I think it's very important that we all ground ourselves with the earth every day too. We need to touch her. We need to talk to her.
Amen.
If anybody want to say, share something, because this group is like this time and this group is like special. I will remember whole my
Do the skeleton face, it's right behind you. Wait, there's the skeleton. Alright, Suji. Nice. Finally, we got it.
So I scrambled after my yoga class that morning. I was looking up plane tickets. I didn't know how I was going to get out of there. I didn't know where I was going to go because as the hours went by, the options of getting out of the country were growing increasingly limited and very expensive. My main consideration was just to get to Bangkok because I knew I couldn't get back to Cambodia. They had banned US citizens from re-entering Cambodia, and that was regardless if you had been back to the US in the past 3 months or not. They were like, no, it doesn't matter if you haven't even been in the US. We are not allowing US citizens back into Cambodia. So I was gonna go to Bangkok and maybe just stay on a beach for a few months and try and have my partner come meet me and then try to see if things would blow over. Yeah. Now in hindsight, we all know that nothing was gonna blow over. So as you guys probably, or some of you may or may not have seen, but I'll link the other video as well below, I ended up getting stuck in Delhi, and it's kind of a long story, but I was evacuated by the Mormons, and you can see that video somewhere else.
So grateful for this wonderful opportunity to be on the flight and have the plane to come to India. We're grateful for the sacred funds that have been provided for this plane.
All in all, I highly, 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 highly recommend Chinmay Yoga School. I give the yoga school a literal 10 out of 10 because my consciousness was elevated, my consciousness radically shifted, and I didn't feel like I was the same. I'm not gonna say the same person because that's not true. I'm always the same person in many ways, but through the process, through the act of yoga and really sitting with yourself and contending with anything you're dealing with at any given time is profound. And I cried no less than 10 times. I was crying all the time because you're practicing yoga from sun up to sundown, and it's a lot different than just practicing yoga 1 to 2 hours a day combined with meditation. And you know, I had been practicing meditation the entire year prior, and I'm very physically active, but I really wasn't a regular yogi back in Brooklyn. You know, I would go maybe once every 2 months, literally. So just the act of practicing and getting everything moving within my body spiritually was a really intense experience. So I recommend that if you do this program, please feel free to write me for any information or write the school. They have an awesome Instagram. They have a really good content manager who you can talk with, and he speaks fluent English. And the teachers are really, really incredible. I took away a lot. I learned a lot. If you do want to do this, I just highly recommend that you bring just a few limited things. Don't overwhelm yourself with the things that you bring. Bring a notebook for writing, your favorite pens, your favorite scarves, bring warm clothing, just bring your sanity and wits about you. They don't recommend that people who are emotionally unstable to do something like this, because there is a profound shift in whatever you're going through or experiencing in life at any given time. And it's just an intense experience emotionally and for the psyche. Overall, just keep an open mind. I mean, why not? Why not go to India? Why not go to the birthplace to get your yoga certification? So anyway, to wrap this video up, my experience getting my yoga certification in India was radical, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. I wouldn't trade it for anything. I wouldn't trade where I went, who I spent it with. So if any of you from the yoga school are watching this, I freaking love you, and I'm so thankful for the time that we had together. I'm so thankful for the experience that we had. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you at all found it useful, please share, please give a like, please hit that bell notification. And yeah, thanks so much for joining me for this video. Again, I'm sorry that I haven't filmed in a while. I just haven't felt like it. So we all go through that. We're going through a pandemic. I'm actually here upstate New York. So yeah, you guys can just binge watch on some of the previous videos, but my partner and I are building out a jambulance. We're gonna be hitting the road in a month. Again, I am itching to hit the road. So yeah, as you can see, I couldn't get back to Cambodia. I was evacuated from India at the end of that whole yogic experience. With regard to the yoga practice, I am practicing at least 3 times a week. When I first got back, I was practicing 6 times a week, but now I'm mixing it up with mountain hiking, high intensity interval training, lots of walks, meditation every day, of course. And yeah, getting in about 3 traditional hatha yoga sessions a week and working on my headstand. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Have an amazing day.
Om Bhurбhuvah Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurбhuvah Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurбhuvah Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya